Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows. Today I want to talk about Apple TV's new Ghosted. It's a mess of a movie that has elements of romance, James Bond style spy action, and a healthy dose of humor. The story revolves around Cole Turner and Sadie Rhodes meeting and having an awkward romance while participating in a mission to save the world. Cole Turner, played by Chris Evans, is a farmer who sells his crops at the local market. One day Cole is asked to look after the stall next to his, and a woman, Sadie Rhodes, shows up wanting to buy a plant. The two start flirting and end up having the night of their life. When Sadie disappears the next day, Cole gets worried he's been ghosted and uses an air tag he planted on her to follow her to London, England. There he finds out that Sadie lied about her job and finds himself in the middle of a secret operation. The two go on a wacky adventure to try and stop an evil organization from obtaining a dangerous superweapon. If this sounds familiar, that's because you've heard this plot before. It's a pretty generic movie with a little bit of excitement, a little bit of romance, and a banter-style dialogue. The characters are all walking stereotypes, and the film never delves too deeply into any of its parts. We never learn what Cole and Sadie really like about one another, never find out what the superweapon is or does, and we never find out why the bad guys want to do their bad guy things. 80% of the dialogue is banter, and what little explanation we do get is kept short and simple. Chris Evans and Ana de Armas play the two leads, Cole and Sadie, and they both do a decent job of their role, but not well enough to be memorable. Evans plays the goofy farm boy, who's handsome, charming, and quite funny. His comedic timing is great, but the character is similar in a lot of ways to characters he's played in the past. Ana de Armas is playing the sexy super spy who's good at everything but love. Her character is a walking cliché who resembles John Wick in a lot of ways. She's basically invulnerable, can beat up anyone, and gives Cole endless chances even after he acts like a massive dick towards her. De Armas plays her with a lot of confidence and a healthy dose of charisma. The two don't have much chemistry together, doing a passable job of selling the romance early on, but failing to provide that same package later on in the film. The rest of the cast features a plethora of cameos from famous actors that get a line or two, and make a cool little appearance before disappearing into the ether. Adrian Brody gets the biggest cameo as the villain. He says about 20 lines and puts on a very basic bad guy persona. The most interesting thing about him is his French accent, but given that the character doesn't do anything, he never ends up being intimidating or interesting. The visuals were straightforward. They used a lot of real-life locations for sets and dressed the actors up in simple but effective outfits. And the 3 or 4 action sequences in the film all involved good choreography work and a little bit of movie magic. There are a few decent slow-mo sequences, and the chase scene with the bus was quite creative. I loved all the different visual gags that happened during the bus scene, like when the guy jumps on the back and tries to hold on to the metal pipes, but they just keep bending backward toward him. Hilarious stuff. Sound-wise, the film includes a mix of original songs and background instrumentals that are used to mix and match with the scenery. Sometimes the songs fit really well, the lyrics of the song literally describing the stories. And at others, it's just a nice sound behind the action. It never takes front and center though, always too quiet, and never impactful enough to stand out on its own. Overall, the film is another generic rom-com mixed into another genre. In this case, the spy genre. It does another Bond saves the world story, but this time Bond, or Ana de Armas, falls in love with a normal person who just happens to have experience wrestling in college. There are some decent jokes and a couple of action sequences that are alright, but the rest of the film is boring and missing the heart at the center of it. De Armas and Evans don't have enough chemistry to carry the romance plot, there isn't enough action and intrigue to carry the spy thriller, and the story is predictable and unoriginal. It also doesn't try anything new. Pass on this one. 5 out of 10. And remember, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Bye-bye!